Powering up essential systems. Booting root C/audio logs. Reviewing previous data cells. Repairing audio files.
So we went up there and we took care of the guards pretty well. They are no more, at least the ones that were in that building. Then we captured Roger, the number one head honcho. But when the other two were going to come in and check on us, at first we were just like, oh, nothing's happening in here. But then Greggor figured out that, oh, this is the other two heads of the government, and he just took them out. He straight up killed Karen, and then Rex just threw Chad out the window because he didn't like him. Yeah, Roger's pretty terrified of us. I think he's going to do whatever we want. But what we decided is we need to get the people on side. We're not just going to try to drag him kicking and screaming over to Eden. So Roger's going to announce to the people that there's going to be a public debate tomorrow morning. And all that crowd, they're going to be sent out to gather everyone. But don't worry. We're not just leaving it all in your hands. The rest of us are going to be planted in the crowd. We're going to be shouting out some stuff. Get the people to rise up for themselves and have them want to join Eden.
Actually, no. Let's start with Rex.
Here I am, alone with the dude.
We retied his hand, by the way. Just gonna throw that out there, make sure that that's stated.
Okay, cool. Yep. So all the other three, they leave the room at their various times and their various hastes and paces. What do you do now that you're alone in here with Roger?
Not really too much. Rex is combat trained. He's had to do this before, so he knows the importance of staying focused. Where did we see him? In the middle of the room?
Last he was at his desk, tied up to his chair. You can move him to the middle of the room, however you want to set it up.
Roger is tied up to his chair on his side of the desk. Are there any other chairs in the room?
Yeah, absolutely.
Cool. Rex takes one and pulls it back in front of the desk, so he's seated across from Roger.
Roger just kind of looks around for a couple of minutes of silence, and then he goes, so this is what we're gonna do, just sit here for the next 12 hours?
No, I think they're gonna be gathering the people up. They'll be coming back soonish, and then we'll figure out what to do with you for the rest of the night.
Okay, well, you seem to be very capable then, if they decide to leave you in here alone with a tied-up old man.
Yep.
Quite the conversationalist, I see.
What's the deal with the fungus?
The fungus among us? It is a real problem, there's all sorts of weird things that'll take over your brain and turn your eyes purple and make everyone speak in pig Latin. It's the most dangerous thing you've ever seen.
Why are you trying to mess with me? You think I'm stupid?
Debatably. But there's nothing better to do. I'm tied up to a chair and you're tied up watching me.
What, you got a better idea?
I mean, my better idea is you can let me out and I'll just run away. I can leave. That's fine by me. Start over.
No, we're gonna be taking you back to Eden, most likely.
And what is?
Have you heard of Eden?
I remember. Oh, yes. You were the ones who sent some emissaries here at one point.
Emissaries?
Yes, trying to do much the same as you, I bet. Destabilize my home and destroy everything I've worked so hard for.
Oh yeah, I guess there were others. Presumably you put them in those good old submarines that you had.
Honest to goodness, I cannot remember. The guards handle most of the stuff. I just sign off paperwork and decrees and be a good benevolent leader to the wonderful people here. Now, I'm more interested in you, because you seem to be a little different than the rest.
Perhaps so. I was not unlike your former friend that I had to get rid of. You know, right up until the part where I tried to screw over my leader.
And how did that go? I see you're not splatted on the pavement.
It worked well enough. I mean, I miss being second in command, but not enough to really change how things are going right now. Hence why I did not take your former officer's offer. Quite the opposite. I don't like being bought out. Not like that.
A man of honor among crooks and criminals and terrorists?
I call it work ethic.
Well, that is very important to have. Cool. Yeah, and Roger kind of gets quiet and leans back a little bit more in his chair. How does Rex pass time when he's alone but has a responsibility?
I mean, at some point, Rex is gonna, after a while, Rex is gonna get up and check the ropes just to make sure that they're like really secured still. I don't know, he'll probably just look around the office just a little bit to wonder, what are a few of these trinkets you got around here? Some pretty nice stuff.
Yes. Memories from the glory days before the world ended. I was quite a popular figure. You know, I would go around and speak. I would help people understand their true relationship to the world, and I did quite handsomely for myself doing it.
Before the apocalypse?
Yeah.
Apocalypse?
Before the end of the world. Yep.
What was that like?
Oh, it was the golden era. We had technology to do anything you wanted. Literally, if you wanted to think of it, someone could probably make it, and we could go to space. It was an incredible time to be alive, and then it all came crashing down one after another, and here we are. We've transitioned from being able to go to space to barely having electricity in some of the buildings here.
Just as a quick question, how long ago did the apocalypse happen again?
So in canon, air quotes canon, like 2020, 2021 is when things started to go very steeply downhill.
Right. And it's 2060?
2055 now.
Okay.
It's been long
35.
enough that, yeah, it's been 35 years. Long enough that some of the younger characters have known nothing but the apocalypse, and the older ones know the world before.
I mean, that checks out. I think Rex was born. Okay. Yeah, I was just born after the apocalypse, so I got no memory of that. Although, not that it would have mattered. I think still would have been born a swamp kid either way.
You can make quite a bit of yourself as anything, and you know there's still traces and bits of the old world. You can find them scattered around sometimes. And he looks over and some of the knickknacks on his bookcase.
Which one of these is most important to you?
He kind of shrugs and goes, most of them are kind of just keepsakes, but there's in there I have a ledger, a log book, you could say, of the largest rally that I ever hosted. That was an incredible event. Thousands of people turned out. Oh, to hear the crowd chanting my name was fantastic.
Does Rex find it looking for it?
Yeah, probably.
He's gonna take it and set it on the desk in front of them.
Okay.
When we're carting you back, we'll take this with us. So you've at least got your one thing that you need.
And he looks down at it and looks up at you and just nods, kind of grimly.
Okay.
Alrighty. Okay. So we go over to Bravo now. And Bravo, you leave the building. There's the crowd. There's a small crowd gathered around the body that got unceremoniously hucked through a window. What do you do? Right as you get out the door, just like describe what's going on.
Okay, so first of all, before I came out of the door, I covered up my bandages again. Or I covered up my implant. Also, does Golden One... I can't remember what weapons Golden One had.
He had a long knife. I think that's the only thing we've canonically given him so far.
And someone has my rifle still as well at the moment, no?
I had it...
I think everyone's done like a good shuffling of weaponry.
Yeah, any weapons I would have given back to the owner.
Okay.
Because I don't like them.
Well, I just want to say I brought one of the extra pistols that I found, discreetly hand the Golden One. And as I come down, I'm like, okay, So a lot has happened. I got this permission to leave the city and come back. Do you want to come with me and I'll explain on the way?
He goes, yeah, sure. I don't know what good I'm gonna do here, so
Okay.
let's go.
Okay. As we walk by the crowd, I'm like, ooh, that looks pretty rough. You guys should probably stay here for a minute. I think you're gonna hear from Equality 1 soon. And then I just keep walking before anybody asks me questions.
I say you hear a couple people in the back like go like, wait, were you in there? But yeah, no one like particularly follows you or anything.
Okay, so as we're walking out of the city, I give Golden One a rundown of everything that happened. Okay, Golden, a lot has happened recently. So we went up there and we took care of the guards pretty well. They are no more, at least the ones that were in that building. And then we captured Roger, the number one head honcho. But when the other two were going to come in and check on us, at first we were just like, oh, nothing's happening in here. But then Greggor figured out that, oh, this is the other two heads of the government, and he just took them out. He straight up killed Karen, and then Rex just threw Chad out the window because he didn't like him. So, yeah, Roger's pretty terrified of us. I think he's going to do whatever we want. But what we decided is we need to get the people on side. We're not just going to try to drag him kicking and screaming over to Eden. So Roger's going to announce to the people that there's going to be a public debate tomorrow morning. And that crowd, they're going to be sent out to gather everyone, and they're all going to come in tomorrow morning. And we're going to have Roger stand up and explain his point of view. And then we're going to have a representative of the people, somebody that's lived here who is you stand up. And, but don't worry. We're not just leaving it all in your hands. The rest of us are going to be planted in the crowd. We're going to be shouting out some stuff. At least that's the plan. Get the people to rise up for themselves and have them want to join Eden. So right now we're on our way. We need to go to my van. We're going to hook up a speaker system because we got some pretty incriminating sounding audio of Roger explaining that he just set this whole thing up to help himself. And we want to be able to play that at an opportune moment on the debates tomorrow morning. Any questions?
This isn't the first time you've done this, is it?
It depends on what you mean by this.
Cool. Good recap. Nice. Yeah. Those are like the Golden One is kind of like stunned and like that vibe of like, this isn't the first time you've done this, hasn't it? Isn't it? It's like kind of the like overarching like feel you get from him. It's like, whoa, they sent in some wonky pros.
Yeah. Yeah. So is Golden One fine with his part in the plan?
Yeah, so far.
Okay, cool. All right, so we go to the edge of the city to get out and get to my van. Is there any sort of guard?
Yes. So there is there is a
guard
away? Checkpoint at the it's where you came in, like where the Corolla's parked, and that same place. The guard checkpoint is still there. And they see you coming, and they go, hey, it's past curfew. What are you two doing out here?
Oh, we're on a special favor for Equality 00001, and I hold up the note that he gave. He got news of a van parked outside, and he wants us to go find it and fetch it for him.
Now?
We are just doing what the collective needs. We are just serving the people. If you want to go ask him yourself, he just know he was in a mood when we talked to him. So we wouldn't want to go talk to him right now.
Okay, the guard that you're speaking with, he thinks it over a little bit and rereads the note and looks a bit closer at it and goes, okay. He goes, okay. You're free to. You two are good to go and grab it then. Do you know what time you're expecting to be back so we can, if it's like a change of the guard or whatever, we want to make sure they understand what's going on.
It might take a bit to find it. He gave us a general area. Just if you switch, just explain to the next guards what's going on.
Okay, that is something we can do.
Okay. Then as I walk away, I just want to do some subliminal messaging, and I just say, "Viva la revolution." Just whisper it.
What?
I just keep walking.
Alrighty.
Why would my character know any words in Spanish? Never mind. Not important.
You learned it somewhere in Siliconia. Some guy who was like programmed to teach Spanish or whatever.
Yes. Fun fact. Technically, Bravo is part Hispanic, though he doesn't know it. He doesn't really know what that means.
Okay.
He doesn't have any part of that heritage. Anyway, that's not important.
Okay, cool. Yeah. So you direct Golden One over to the Corolla that you drove in here. It struggle buses to start a little bit. You know, it's been sitting for a day after what has probably been the hardest trip is made since the apocalypse, and but you get it going, and you're able to putter on out.
You know, I forgot about the Corolla. Now I'm really, really glad that I brought the Golden One with me, because this will make our trip a lot easier.
Okay. So do you do anything on the road trip?
No, I just ask Golden One to practice some talking points that he's gonna do with the people, and give him some feedback best as I can. Though Bravo isn't exactly a natural orator either.
Okay, so yeah, so a lot of the trip is dedicated to Golden One going, people of Ufank. No, that's not. I shouldn't do that. How about what do you do? Should I do denizens or people or like yo or?
I liked people. Yeah, no, the first way was good. Maybe a little more of a rise at the end. People of Ufank. I don't know.
Okay, people of Ufank.
Yeah, that sounds good. That's exciting. Maybe you focus on the good of being free, and then we as plants in the audience will kind of bring the anger against the old.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. And so, you know, like he practices a little bit more, and it gets quiet. And as you're nearing the end where where your van is parked, he goes, "One thing that I've been meaning to ask you. So when we went looking for Greggor, you had shot out Spox. Like, what's up with that?"
Yeah. I know you want something that'll make you feel better, but honestly, I'm not sure I really know. This thing I have in my head, it's a piece of my past that I'm not too happy about. Okay, my whole life I was raised to rely on what the leaders of Siliconia had built in. They would just download information into our brains, and that's what we had to go on. I had to learn for myself how to think, how to learn, but when going gets tough, it's easy to kind of try to go back on that. Now, I personally made sure that this thing is not functional, so when I leaned into it, when I just out of habit tried to use it, something else happened. I don't know. I wasn't in my brain, but I also wasn't in my tech. I don't really know.
That's weird.
Yeah, you're telling me. I've got a +3.
You have that discussion. You make it to your van. It is still camouflaged as you left it. You're able to clear the debris off of it, get it kicked up and going. Is there anything you want to do with your van now that you have your workshop before you go back, or you just want to head on back?
Yeah, no. First thing, I want to just set up the speaker, figure out the speaker system here, because nobody's going to question us out here, and when we get back to the guard station, I can just say it took a while to find the van.
Okay. Remind me what your 3 things of the workspace were.
Okay, so the first one was a van.
Makes sense.
Second one, this is the lucky part, transmitters and receivers.
Yep.
And the third one is a relic of the Golden Age past.
That's right. And remind me, you had chosen what that was already, correct?
Yes. It was like like a DVD player.
That's right.
And a junky TV.
That's right. Cool. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, you're able to. You've got transmitters and receivers. You've got. I think you're able to do it. It will take. It's gonna take like an hour or two just to like get everything working and set up and wired in such a way that it's reliable.
And even though Golden One isn't a savvy head, I can still benefit from having an extra pair of hands.
Mm-hmm.
Since I do have transmitters and receivers, is it possible that I can also set up some sort of like, I don't know, trigger that I have in my pocket so I can remotely press it, even though I'll be in the crowd? Like when it's the opportune time, I can press the button and have the audio play.
Yeah, I think so. I think you'll be able to do that.
Okay. I also tested out once I have the speaker system set up. How does it sound? Are the people going to be able to understand what he's saying and the fact that it is Roger?
So you test it, and it is ear bleeding loud inside the van.
Ooh,
like that sucker! There is no way on earth it will not be heard by everyone. You can hear it. It's kind of low fidelity, like it's tinny and a little staticky, but you can hear what's said, and you can understand that you can understand that it's Roger. It's got his cadence and his kind of intonation.
Oh, low fidelity.
Perfect.
It's lo-fi beats to revolutionize too.
It's exactly what we need. Okay, Golden, like we did this. Way to go!
Yeah, he's like, this is incredible. I didn't even know you had brought this.
I think this is why they put me on this team, because I can build stuff, but makes it kind of weird that we had to leave it outside the city. We're good though now. Let's go back. I think we got what we came here for.
Alrighty, cool. So as you shut up the door, you shut the doors, you make sure everything is strapped down, and as you're about to climb into the driver's seat, something catches something. You notice something.
Oh crap! Neither of us are fighters.
Like it's one of those things. Like before you got here, there's just the ambient sound of the night. There's animals that rustle around, crickets and birds and whatnot. Like there's just ambient noise that exists because you're kind of in the wild. But that's gone.
Hi, everybody. This is Matthew. Hope that you've been enjoying the episode thus far. Thanks for listening. We are really enjoying making this. We're hoping you're enjoying listening to it, and we would love some feedback. So why not leave us a review? You can subscribe if you're enjoying what we're doing. We also do want to give a shout out to Audionautics, and especially to Mackenzie for making our amazing theme music. That was the bit that really got me excited to play this game. So thanks for all of that, and we hope you're enjoying, and we'll get back to the show.
Besides the wind, it is dead silent.
So we are both in the van right now, right?
Sorry. You can have it be however you want. You can have him drive the Corolla. You can both be in the van however you want.
Okay. Sorry. You were doing a hard cut.
I was doing a hard cut, yeah. But yeah. Okay, and we go over now to our two uniformed friends. Okay, so the two of you, you're uniformed guards at this point. Still at this point, I guess. So you make your way out. You make your way out of the mansion. You have your written orders to gather everyone and to get someone to build some kind of stage or podium or raised platform. The thing though is when you get outside, you are wearing guards' uniforms, and so the crowd that is gathered around the body of Chad, well, they see two guards. The guards are the ones who help with things, and so they come. Some of them come rushing over to you to bring you over there and to get you to help because they think something's gone wrong.
So as everyone rushes up, I'm gonna stand there and I'm gonna say, it's okay. Everything's being handled, everything's being taken care of. I know it looks bad. Some things are going down. We have some orders from, his name is Equality, right?
Yes.
Equality One.
When you say that, the car goes, there's like a big sigh of relief. Goes like, oh, he's fine.
He's okay. He is okay. What I need everybody here to do is I need everybody to go back to their places. Everybody go back to their homes, and we need you all to spread word that in the morning, we need everybody to meet back here. We're going to have a big meeting, and we need all of the citizens of Ufank. That is your guys' job. Please, orders from Equality.
Okay. And the most of the crowd, like you're speaking from a position of authority to them. They listen. A lot of them go off to their individual barracks or to wherever to start spreading the news.
Yeah, the benefit of having a cowed populace.
Okay, so are there still people around, or did most of them leave?
There's a couple of people, and they're the ones who are they're a bit more like they're shuffling their feet because they're standing around the corpse of Chad, and they ask what should we do with him?
We have orders to take care of him. Don't you worry about it.
So one of us at the ankles and one of us at the shoulders, and we'll just shuffle him on inside.
Yep, that's it. And I want to say for the other order of building the stage, where would we go to? Who would we give that to? Who would be the best person?
Let's see. So you'd probably find the people you need. You'd find the building you need, like all the tools and stuff at the production hub. It's a kind of the center, because the city is circular. It's at the center by the river. That's where you'd find like the warehouse that has all the tools and the materials you'd need to do that.
Okay. I'm going to order any stragglers to get on working on that.
So this is kind of the administration building, right?
The one you're at, yes.
Maybe we head there to one of the production offices.
Okay. So we'll get the body back inside, and then we'll head off to one of the production offices to see if we can start getting the production of the stage done.
So you go down to the production area. Most of the facilities they've turned in for the night. But you find one of them still there. The office is labeled for Collective 1. Dash a bunch of other numbers that don't really matter. So you're able to knock on their door and get their attention.
So we walk into the office and we say, orders right from the top. There's been a lot happening tonight, and Equality wants a meeting of all of the people tomorrow. So if you can get this, and I set the paper down there, it calls for a stage just in front of the building. So I know this is late, I know this is last minute, but orders.
So the person here that you're talking to, Collective, she goes, oh my... Sorry. She goes, oh, our goodness. What on... deadlines. Okay, well, guess we'll get this done.
Yes.
We thank you.
She goes, yeah. Thank us when it's done. Kind of goes off in a little bit of a huff. Her workday was over until now.
So then I think our next order of business is to make the rounds and announce to everybody so that we have the crowds gathered.
Yeah, just go to each building and let each head coordinator know, each building resident coordinator know to spread the word around and everything.
Yeah, I think this works. I mean, you have letterhead from the top. Like it's it works. That's the bonus of not being the one making the decision, just being the messenger.
That's the job. So once we get everything kind of the word spread, make sure everything's kind of spreading around before everyone is definitively asleep for the night, then we just head on back. Okay, so you head on back to the main, I guess the main building. What do y'all do to prepare for tomorrow besides gathering the crowd and getting everything set up? You already see some workers like over there taking measurements of the area where they're going to be building it.
This is just a question. Like, it's there is an option to just like, I mean, we don't do anything. We just wait for tomorrow. But
I'm on the just wait for tomorrow boat.
As we're walking back, I do want to look. I mean, I don't want to go to the guard station because I don't want somebody to say, "Oh, you're not a guard. We don't know your face." But as we're walking around, as we're spreading the news, what's the situation looking like over there?
Oh yeah.
okay,
yeah.
so the guardhouse is basically just a smoldering wreck at this point. It's one of those things where like the outer shell is still there, but like it's burned out on the inside. Like the floors are no longer stable, and it's kind of questionable whether or not like a stiff wind will push this thing over.
Are there guards like around the area? Is there hysteria? Mm-hmm. What's going on?
It's been a little while, and so it's not hysteria at this point anymore. But like it's the cleanup effort. You know, very carefully trying to find, you know, like make sure they made sure the building was put out, but like finding people who are dead or alive. They're just it's that kind of it's that post disaster cleanup kind of going on right now.
Yeah, don't want to get caught, so I don't want to go over there. But as we're ducking back, as we're headed back toward the governor's mansion, Greggor just looks over at Dice and says, "That," gesturing over his shoulder toward the ruin of the guardhouse. "That I was expecting. Building a stage, putting on a production, not so much."
I had no idea what to expect coming into this, honestly, and it certainly wasn't any of this. So, you know, here we go.
I mean, I appreciate that you're here with us. I think two of us have already benefited from your services. But what made a doctor sign up for this?
I didn't really sign up. I was asked to do it. And because Eden has given me a home and a place to really settle down for a little bit, something that I haven't had for a very long time, I decided, why not give this a try, see how it goes. Kind of also in it for my own needs of getting things like supplies. Being a doctor is also not very cheap per se, so I'm doing it for myself a little bit too.
Trent, can I retcon something?
And what's that?
So I said briefly earlier that I stole Equality's watch.
Mm-hmm.
But so rather than doing that in the mess of it, I reach in my pocket and I grab the watch out. And I said, well, consider this a thank you from a patient, and maybe this will help you get some supplies.
Oh, thank you. Thank you so much. And she takes it and she'll put it on for the time being and kind of under her sleeve.
Alrighty, so you're able to make the rounds. You inspect Bravo's handiwork at the guard station and head on back to the administrative building. Bravo.
Yes.
When you notice that all the natural noises that would be going on are silent, what do you do?
I jump into the driver's seat and turn the car on.
Okay. So the engine. What happens is the engine turns over, the headlights kick on, and that's when you see several eyes reflected out of the darkness.
Are they human eyes?
They're not. As they start to like approach slowly, they creep forward, and what you're seeing are these crazy, overly sized, mutated like wolves. It's a pack of just wolves they're larger than they ever should be.
Oh gosh.
Like these things are monsters.
Well, I've pulled up to the page that says using a vehicle as a weapon. So I think I'm going to question. Is there a chance that I could miss?
Absolutely.
My options are sucker someone or go aggro. Okay, so if I can miss, it's just go aggro, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Wait,
I'm just...
Where's Golden?
He's in the van, right?
That's a decision that you never actually made, whether or not he was in the Corolla. It makes sense he's in the Corolla because if you left with one vehicle and then came back with another, but not the original, like people are gonna ask questions.
Okay, so it makes sense that he's in the Corolla. I wave at Golden One to try to gesture like get out of here, go, and then I try to ram the wolves. So just so you know, the van. Here's the info that I wrote down about the van when putting it together. It's massive equals 2, so it has 2 armor. And the words that I chose, because it had like options of a bunch of words that I could choose to describe it. So they are capacious, cobbled together, guzzler, and unreliable. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and roll for Go Aggro. Oh gosh. Go Aggro doesn't happen to be a weird action, does it?
Not unless you've got something to replace it.
No, I do not. So I rolled a 4 plus 1, so 5.
Bravo is harder than Greggor is. Greggor really needs to hit the gym.
Alrighty. Okay, so what happens? Bravo, you see these wolves, and what goes through your mind is just squash them. I'm in a car. So you step on the gas, and you floor it. Like your tires spin in the dirt a little bit, then you get running. These wolves dodge out of the way, like they juke you, and it's almost as if it was too easy for them. But in your haste to do it, you don't have great control, and you end up like clipping a tree. So in that case, we're gonna just ramp it up. Your vehicle takes 3 harm from clipping whatever.
Okay.
But armor ramps it down to 1.
Okay.
So I mean, you hit something. There is cosmetic damage.
Okay, but none of it blows through.
Correct.
That's good, at least.
Now, some of the wolves. Here's where things get interesting. So that happens. Since you didn't suffer any harm, it's fine. So one of the wolves jumps up on the hood. Now this wolf, as I said, it is massive. These things are like you can identify it as a wolf, but like it's barely recognizable as that. The snout is longer than it ever should be. The paws are these massive, wide things with huge claws. This thing is only a little bit smaller than the Corolla. Let's put it that way. Like obviously it's not as wide, but this thing is scary.
Wait, did you say it jumped up on the van?
Yeah, there's one on the hood.
Oh no.
I mean, I know it's a spare van, there's barely a hood, but there's one on the hood.
So, what's Equality doing? Is he just going? Or not Equality, I don't know I said that. Golden, what's Golden One doing? Is he getting out of there?
Yeah. So you hear the squeal of tires, and that poor pitiful little engine just going as high as it possibly can as he just tries to GTFO.
And how many wolves did you say there were?
A small pack.
Okay. So one's on the hood. There's others around the van. Are any chasing down the Corolla?
Not enough time has passed for you to determine that.
I am going to... So at the moment, my plan is hope that the wolves can't easily get through this vehicle, and just drive and see if I can just lose them just by driving.
Okay, so I'm going to treat the wolves as a vehicle.
Okay. Oh no.
Oh no.
Okay, so I have an ability called Spooky Intense that says, when you do something under fire, stand Overwatch, or beta trap, roll plus weird instead of plus cool. This is not any of those things.
That is correct.
So I will be rolling it at a -1. I rolled a 6 and a 5.
Dang.
Wow.
Yes.
If only I could be so lucky.
I kind of wanted you to get eaten by wolves.
You made the roll. Okay, so you get to, on a 10+, you outdistance them and break away. So you successfully get away from them. I will let you narrate everything that goes on, though. This is your van, your situation, and your killer roll. Have fun.
So the wolf on top is like scraping at the top and snarling, and I'm just like, oh crap. I throw the van into reverse and try to I jerk back to get away from the tree that I just clipped, and the wolf is kind of like losing its balance a little bit, but it's saying it climbs up onto the roof instead of just being on the hood. And then I just gun it forward. One of them yelps and jumps out of the way. And I'm just like trundling down the road as fast as I can. And the wolves, there's the one that's like hanging on, but it's kind of falling back. And then I hit this pothole and it just boom. And the it's bad for the suspension on my van, but the wolf loses its grip and falls off. And a couple of them try to follow for a minute. But as we go, and I'm like trying to avoid as many potholes as I can at this point, their reflective eyes, the glow of that gets dimmer and dimmer in my rearview mirror as I drive back to Ufank.
So yeah, you're able to do that, and you're going along the road. You see the headlights of the Corolla. It's making headway. It's getting on through to you. You've lost one headlight by hitting a tree, but you can still see. That's fine.
I can fix it later.
You're able to make your way back to Ufank. You make it in. The guards have swapped shifts, but they've been informed, and so they let you in, and you're able to get the van and the Corolla back in.
And I tell them, like, there are mutant wolves out there. I don't know if they're following us. Just please let us in quick, and just keep an eye out.
And so they do. You are safely back in the city with your slightly worse for wear van, but still fully functional.
Yeah. All right. Okay, so I'm trying to decide whether to bring the Corolla into the middle of the city as well. Now, let's leave the Corolla at the edge. But I just drive the van in with. Well, no, we'll bring the Corolla in too, because there's no. If the guards are chill with it, with us bringing the Corolla in as well as the van, there's no reason for us to split up our vehicles.
You'll need to talk to the guards about that one, because the letter that you had gave you permission to leave the city and bring the van back, but not necessarily to just like claim ownership and use of all the vehicles.
Okay. I just lean over to the guard and I say, hey, we don't think that it's a good idea to leave with the wolves out there. We don't think it's a good idea to leave the Corolla sitting here outside the city. They did some pretty serious damage to this van. We'll just go ahead and take it into the. We don't really know why Equality 0001 wants the van, but he probably would be okay with us bringing the Corolla in too to keep it safe.
Roll to manipulate.
Okay, here we go. Okay, that's not bad. 9 + 1, so 10.
Okay, yeah, the guard you're talking to says, yeah, that reasoning makes sense, and lets you through.
Oh, so we just drive in and park the van and the Corolla just behind the stage that's being built.
Yeah, and as you come up, you can see the vertical posts that are going to be supporting the main structure are they're in place, and they're starting to get the outer perimeter put together.
Is there a way? Is it big enough that we could put the Corolla and the van out of sight behind the stage, or is that not?
Oh no! This thing is not. It's not even taller. It's a couple of feet. You're looking at a 3 or 4 foot raised platform.
Okay. Well, then we'll park the Corolla on the other side of the building. I don't think we're going to need to make a quick getaway, but just in case, we'll have it not right in among the crowd. And then the van, we'll have it just right next to just right behind the platform, so that when we open the doors and turn on the speakers, it'll be at a convenient place for everybody to hear from it.
Okay.
So I'm just going to go back up to where Roger and Rex are.
Alrighty. I think at this point everyone is back in the main building.
Also, we probably gathered Karen's corpse, so it's not just sitting in the hall.
Yeah, we deal with both of the corpses.
Yeah, they come back in and they see Roger's just sitting in his chair still. Rex has put the ledger in front, and Rex is just chilling, sitting. How are you guys going to, knock on the door, though?
Firmly, yet with confidence.
Erratically.
Rex looks to Roger. He goes, "Nice and calm question."
It's us. You can open the door.
Oh, all right. Rex gets up and opens the door.
Hello, we're back.
Rex immediately turns back to Roger to make sure he hasn't done anything.
Roger's just sitting there with a grim, glum frown on his face, just
I hope you gentlemen had a lovely time.
It was a great date.
It's been a long day. Oh, I walk in too. Hey, I just happened to get back at the same time. It's been a long day. Should we take shifts, like sleeping?
Probably.
Rex, you've been on Overwatch a long time. Do you want me to take a shift?
Yep, I'm done.
Watching the big bad.
Rex lumbers on over. Is there like a small or like a couch or something in this office, or is it too small for like a couch?
It's probably too small for a couch, but this is his personal residence as well. This entire building, so you could probably find couches or cushions or something if you wanted to make a bed in this room.
Rex finds a couch. That's a lot of work, though. He'll just grab a bunch of blankets and cushions and drag them into the office, and then make a little nest for himself, or a large nest for himself.
You know, the night goes uneventfully. Roger eventually dozes off in his chair. Y'all are able to do your shifts as watching over him, but nothing particularly happens. And when the morning comes, everyone's able to wake up and make their final preparations before the big debate. Golden One is here with all of you.
Okay, if we're gonna hide among the people, you guys should probably take those guard uniforms off.
Or we have Rex and Bravo hide among the people, and we stay up on the stage as like the guard watching over the debate.
I think I would do more good out in the crowd. My skills more with my words rather than with a gun. That's Rex's strong suit.
Rex is slow to wake up and is still sleeping.
Rex is not a morning person.
Do we even need a guard on the stage?
Probably not. It's just a precautionary measure.
I guess we could have Rex standing behind the stage, next to the van, just to make sure that just in case Roger tries any funny business. I can't really see what he could try at this point, but if he just tries to run,
We still want Rex to be able to, get people riled up. So just put him on the front row.
Who wants to wake Rex up so he hears this?
Oh,
yeah.
All right, well,
Now we wake him up.
good morning.
Rex kind of snaps up and, kind of makes a reach for into his coat, but then he stops halfway up. He's like, oh, right.
wake up, sleepyhead. It's time to win the people of Ufank over to our side.
This is gonna go lovely.
That's the hope.
Golden One walks in during this, and he's dressed just as normally as he ever is. He comes up and says, "Is this what? How should I look for this? Do I want to like try and match him, or like looking at Roger?"
I say Golden should match the people.
Greggor will pull off his tweed jacket, and I'll give it to Golden, and I'll say, "This way you don't look quite as aloof as Fancy Pants over there, and it's got a bit of armor in it, just in case you need."
I'm hoping not to get shot, so yeah.
One can never be too careful.
This will be good. He can look kind of normal, but also distinct enough that that he can lead these people. They won't forget who he is. I think we should hide the minigun in the van so that, it'll be too obvious if Rex is sitting there holding a minigun. But if he needs to, which he won't, but if he needs to, he's on the front row. He can sprint over the stage and grab it.
I'm always down for that plan.
You all are able to make the preparations you need. Everything is set and staged. So we have Bravo and Rex who are being plants in the crowd. Is that correct?
I think all four of us, right?
Everyone.
All of us, all four of us are going to be plants, yeah. So I'll take off my guard's uniform.
Sorry, one last part of the plan.
Mm-hmm.
Most of these people are unarmed. The guards will be armed. So if things do get gnarly, we should be close to where the guards are so that they can't mow down a whole bunch of people before they're taken out.
Presumably most of their weapons have blown up.
Most of them, but
the ones who were already out still have their weapons.
I'm just saying we should, the three of us besides Rex, we should all, as we're coming in to find our place in the crowd, we should position ourselves near, if we see some groups of guards that look armed, we should position ourselves near them so that when the people do rise up, it won't go poorly for the people.
Can I raid Roger's closet?
Absolutely.
Does he have a trench coat?
Sure. I don't see why not. They're
perfect. A regal trench coat.
Well, and that's the thing, is like, it's a trench coat, but like, think more like, you know, like something that like a New York businessman would wear into a meeting during the winter rather than like World War One. You know what I mean?
Perfect.
Like a thicker wool kind of trench coat instead of like rain slicker.
Greggor's looking good.
Oh yeah. This is just, we're gonna just fast forward until when the entire crowd is gathered. This is just, we have this big shot. You know, we have Roger and Golden One up on the stage. We have the rest of you scattered amongst the crowd. Rex is up in the front row. Bravo is hanging out kind of near his van. He's got the remote trigger, but the range is questionable. We've got Dice somewhere in there. You see around, you see 20 or so guards just mostly milled about, but closer to the edges. Everything seems to be in exactly the way that you need. And what we end on is Golden One walks up to the front of the stage, extends his hands out and goes, "People of Ufank, here the truth will come out."